home from the 1950s, designed by the Finnish-born architect Eero Saarinen, was also home to a number of firsts, including this first aptly called conversation pit. The Millers never even considered selling their home. They donated this National Historic Landmark to the Indianapolis Museum of Art. But for people who are home sellers, staging may be the sales technique of choice. Cynthia Bowers raises the curtain.
In this brutal real estate market, the deck seems stacked against sellers. Consider that the average home for sale in this country has been on the market for more than 3 months.
The days of just being able to put out a for sale sign and people having bidding wars are gone.
Long gone, and I'm not sure we'll ever see them again.
But it turns out there's a secret weapon for sellers. It's called staging.
You got 2 choices if you want to work with me. Stage it or not. And if the answer's not, I'm not working with you.
Chicago broker Ian Schwartz says he cannot waste time on ugly houses.
I do not want to be apologizing for the house when I walk in. I need to be confident. I need to say, this is a beautiful house.
Staging is basically a facelift instead of major home surgery. This row house in Chicago's pricey Lincoln Park languished on the market for 2 years before Schwartz listed it and enlisted help.
The first impression begins at first sight, like love?
Absolutely. When somebody walks in the front door, what we want is them to immediately feel comfort, inviting, and wanting to see more of this house. I mean, take me further.
Mona Winningham is one of Chicago's hottest house stagers. Her job is to turn lived-in into longed-for.
The one thing that people have to understand when they sell a house is you've got to let go of a house. It can't be yours anymore. You have to understand it's now a commodity and that we need to appeal to the broadest buying audience possible.
She showed us her handiwork in the row house. She says the most important changes are often the easiest.
Painting a house, painting a room will give you the most dramatic change for the money.
And rule number 1, bright is bad.
Your personal touches in your house, your personal colors, aren't necessarily someone else's. And they have got to be able to feel themselves living in the home.
The deal, like the devil, she says, is often in the details.
So this is stuff you supplied, all this furniture.
Everything in this house that's not attached, we brought in. Everything. Every piece of furniture, every accessory, every piece of art is all about accentuating the details in the house.
That means rethinking the whole place, from top.
Previously, when you came up the stairs, the first thing you saw in this room was a big old honking ceiling fan.
To bottom.
We freshened this up, and that's really all it took to make the buyer know that, oh, we can move in here tomorrow, my kids could be here tomorrow, as opposed to, it's going to take us 6 months to get that basement done.
According to a staging website, 1 in 4 homes on the market today is staged. And typically, those homes sell more quickly, usually in about 1 month instead of 3.
A professional staging will usually cost around 3% of the asking price. For the row house, that was about $30,000. And it paid off. Earlier this summer, the house was finally sold for $893,000.
All right, come on in.
Great.
Take a look.
But what if, like me, you can't or won't spend that kind of money if you decide to sell your house?
Right off the bat, we've got to paint.
We have to paint.
We have to paint. I would definitely give consideration to changing the carpet. We probably have a few too many plants.
Hard to hear, perhaps, but not nearly as hard as having your house set unsold.